Well, climate change has been addressed for decades, and rightly so, as an important environmental issue, an issue also that has extremely important economic implication and social implication. Therefore, a public policy issue at national, regional, European and international level. More recently, it has been also singled out as an important security issue, meaning dealing with the security of population and countries within borders and across borders. This has been the case with the UN Security Council debate on climate change as a security threat, and the EU communication also on climate change as a threat for international security. So this is, if you like, an additional element which is connected to the previous other. And I think it's actually quite interesting that the Italian Society on Climate Sciences had decided to open its first conference with this, if you like, a little bit newer kind of perspective on climate change, also as a security issue, as a threat multiplier. As this is possibly something that calls for interdisciplinary research and a better link between science, society, media and policy than it has been in some other cases.
Well, the reason we started with this society is that we have been witnessing in the past 20 years a major evolution of the field of climate sciences. What we have seen is a transformation of climate science from a problem that was mainly limited to the movement and investigation of the movement of the atmosphere and the ocean, to a problem that would involve the consequences of the changes in these dynamics into a variety of fields. That goes all the way to the economics, to the society, to health, to basically every field where the background environmental conditions are a prerequisite for human activities. So this situation has been started on an organization level of the research that is basically still along the lines of 19th century disciplines. So we have mathematics, we have geology, we have economics, but what is happening is that the problems we're facing today don't really map on these divisions. So there is a need to cross these disciplinary boundaries and put them together in a new fashion. At the same time, new technologies are coming forward that are enabling the sharing of methods and concepts from one field to the other. Computer science and genetics is one of the foremost examples, but we claim that climate sciences are the next converging science, because the value of the knowledge we're producing is really into this intersection of different disciplines and the way in which they interact with each other. So the Italian Society for Climate Sciences is an attempt to create a first form of self-organization of the scientific community in a new way that will not simply reproduce the old boundaries between disciplines and lead to new forms of dialogues to meet the challenges that this process is creating. We need to create a new dictionary so that people can talk to each other, can understand each other, can understand limitations of their own techniques and methods, so that they can be used in a proper way when they're transferred to another field. This is SISC, this is what we are trying to do with this conference, and we are really looking forward for the next years, because we feel there's going to be a very exciting time for the development of our sciences.
The conference was really successful. We met our aim, that actually is the aim of the SISC. So we had a lot of participants, about 135 from different institutions, not only from university but also from National Research Institute, not only public but also private. They came from different fields of expertise, so from climate science, from socio-economic field, from agronomy and forest science. It was a very good mix because they didn't present their results as standalone results, but we were able to listen very high-level interdisciplinary presentation. My experience inside of CMCC, all the experience, all the expertise, and all the disciplines that converge into global and regional results to explain the impact of climate change on ecosystems, on agriculture sector, on forest sectors. So it was really the first national example of convergence of different disciplines. And the transversality of this expertise was the real force of our scientific results. During the first period, clearly we needed to tune our language. We needed to work on different point of views, especially in terms of scale. When we think about sectors, we think also about specific characteristics of land, so we wanted to give information and rigorous scientific information that are useful for adaptation strategies, for mitigations, for policy that clearly are related to the territory. So we needed to have a fine resolution. So that was the main issues that we had to solve with, for example, the climate scientists. We can work together, we speak the same language. Clearly we need to improve our scientific tools, our models to better conduct our analysis to assess the impact and the adaptation actions.